The forgotten day. Why the Sabbath still matters. In a world flooded with religion, ritual, and spiritual noise, there is one divine command that lies buried beneath centuries of tradition and man-made doctrines: the Sabbath, the forgotten day. A day that God Himself declared holy, now ignored, dismissed, or replaced. But here's the truth that shakes pulpits and pierces the conscience. What God made holy still matters. And before Jesus returns, the world will be forced to answer one question. Will you remember the day God said not to forget? The Sabbath in creation, God's final act. Let's go back, not to Moses, not to Sinai. Let's go to the beginning, when there was no Jew, no lawgiver, no nation. Only God, creation, and time. And on the seventh day God ended His work, and He rested. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it. Genesis chapter 2:2-3. The Sabbath wasn't made for a nation. It was made for mankind. Mark chapter 2:27. Before sin, before religion, before confusion, God placed His fingerprint on one day, the seventh day, and called it holy. And when God calls something holy, it remains holy forever. Isaiah 58:13, Malachi 3:6. The commandment that begins with remember. In the 10 Commandments, only one begins with the word remember. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Exodus 28. Why? Because God knew the world would forget it. He knew that traditions would rise, that empires would twist His word, that churches would compromise, and that even those who claim His name would ignore His law. The Sabbath was never just about resting. It was, and still is, a sign of allegiance to the Creator. The great substitution from Sabbath to Sunday. So why do the majority of Christians worship on Sunday? Not because Jesus changed the day, not because the Bible commands it, but because man did it. In 321 AD, Emperor Constantine, a sun worshipper, enacted the first Sunday law. Later, the Roman Catholic Church boldly took credit. The Church substituted Sunday for Saturday, by the authority of the Church. No verse, no command, no permission from God, just tradition. And today, millions follow it, blindly. Skeptics, pastors, priests, imams. Can you show one verse where God changed the Sabbath to Sunday? You can't, because it doesn't exist. Jesus and the apostles, faithful to the end. Jesus kept the Sabbath, Luke 4:16. He declared Himself Lord of the Sabbath, Mark 2:28. Even in death, His disciples rested on the Sabbath according to the commandment, Luke 23:56, after the cross. If Jesus came to abolish the Sabbath, why did His followers keep it? Why didn't He say, "Worship me on Sunday"? Because He never changed it, because it still matters. The end-time issue, worship and obedience. Revelation 14:12 declares, "Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus." In the last days, the issue isn't just belief, it's obedience. The Sabbath becomes the dividing line between those who follow God and those who follow man. The beast power of Revelation enforces a counterfeit day. But God seals His people with truth and loyalty to His law. This is not legalism, it's love. If you love me, keep my commandments. John 14:15. Final plea. Remember what the world forgot. The world has forgotten the Sabbath, but God hasn't. He's calling His people, you, to return to it before it's too late. Don't follow the crowd. Don't follow tradition. Follow the voice of God, because the forgotten day is the test of the last days, and eternity hangs in the balance.